Assault Assassin 36 here, and as the new season comes to close, I'm stuck with my thoughts. And I'm thinking, it's been pretty bad of a season. It's been kind of stale, doing the same old thing. And even though this is the best game I've played in a while, one of my favorite games, I'm having a lot of problems. They say they've done lots of changes to ban people and to punish people for throwing or for leaving the game early. But in this season, I just don't see it. And then with the changes to Mercy, maybe a Mercy main, it really weighs heavy on me. I like the changes, don't get me wrong. The changes they've done to Mercy are amazing. She's really fun to play, the flow's a lot better, and I even love her all. The only complaint I think I have is I'd have it so she could res maybe, another 5 or 10 meters from what she can now. It's not a huge difference, but a little bit farther, I think. Would be a little more enjoyable with it. But this season, there's been a lot of times where people have been hard set on just playing DPS, and so then you go in as, let's say, a support main like me, and you have it where nobody wants to play a tank. Everyone's trying to play DPS. Nobody wants to play a second healer. It kind of gets a little hard. Not only that, with Ana still being really weak compared to what she used to be, she's not picked as much. They don't want you to pick her. They prefer you to pick Mercy. Same thing with Lucio. The speed boost and stuff, you're really not getting that. You're not seeing that being used as much anymore. And you're not seeing the Discord being used as much anymore. Most people just straight want a Mercy, and they really don't care about having a second healer. And so on top of that, with people throwing and leaving games right in the beginning if it looks like it's going to, be bad, it's just this season's really gotten on me. I've really, for the first time, I'm not tired of the game, but for the first time, I just really looked down on this season. And I don't see the next season being much better if it continues this way. Maybe I'm wrong. In the comments below, tell me. Tell me about your experience, how you've been doing in this season. I actually went from high plat, almost diamond this season, all the way down to, I think, like low gold. And it wasn't my gameplay. I was gaining good SR going up, but it's just so many people throwing or quitting once it looks like it's going to be a struggle. And Blizzard has fixes for it, and yes, of course they punish people for leaving, but sometimes it just feels like you're also being punished for them leaving, and I don't see an easy fix to it. I don't see how you could have, let's say, for example, someone come in, because that wouldn't make it fair. What if you had someone that was way better come in? Have someone on the other team leave? That doesn't seem fair. I can't see a way around it. Maybe have it if they leave before the first thing, have it be like a draw. But even that wouldn't be fun. The only thing I could say is, I know that if you leave, I'm not sure about what you get. I know if you leave after the time, it counts as a loss, but you're not penalized. But how much is it a loss? Is it just a loss and that's it, or is it like a whole bunch of SR? I don't know. I haven't looked at it. I really don't leave games even after someone else leaves. I just see it more as a time to try to practice. But it's just kind of sad to have that happen so often. In other games I've played, even in games that say like Halo, I played a lot of Halo, I played a lot of Destiny and stuff. You don't have this kind of problem. Because of how games like that or like Call of Duty set up, it's not a problem if someone leaves. It's not a game breaker. It's not something that makes it so that it's impossible for it to go. And I've been in games where there's been, let's say, 4 of us and 6 on the other team and actually won, but those kind of games are very rare. And so it's just disheartening to have so much problems during this season. I mean, especially like, for example, I've gone games where I've had all the gold medals, golden damage, elimination and stuff, and of course they don't mean, all that much, but it's one thing to have all those medals and, the others on your team are so far behind you in their stats, in their healing and their, placement and stuff like that. So it's gotten really hard on me this season. I really don't see a way out of it. And personally, I'm just, for the first time, I'm not looking forward to the next season. I'm glad that there's shorter seasons, but I feel like I'm going to place lower in the season, have to try to grind up again with a whole bunch of people who really don't care about the season. They're more throwing and quitting and just, frankly, treating it like any other kind of game. But, when I go into competitive, yeah, it's a game, but I expect it to be a game where people are going to try to win. You're trying your best. Yeah, no, you're not going to become a pro just because you play competitive and place real high or nothing like that, but I expect you to at least try like you're going to. Try like you're in a tournament. Show me some kind of gameplay where it makes me know that you actually know how to play the game. Don't have some kind of Lucio that's going on a one-man, apocalypse mission going to the front line by himself, or have a Mercy who decides, screw it, I'm just going to go battle Mercy because my team's not doing anything. I mean, that's a little bit ridiculous. I mean, I could see something like that in quick play, but to be doing that kind of crap in competitive, is just, it's really, it weighs heavy on me. At least it does on me. And so, I'm really looking forward to this season having a new support. I don't know, there's a lot of talk about it. We haven't got a new support in a while. So I'm kind of hoping that's going to help reinvigorate it for me. Just because, I like supports. I feel like you play a good support, you can sway a game sometimes even with a, halfway decent team against a decent team. So, I'm hoping they're going to have another support. Maybe that'll help out. I'm hoping some of the people will actually be banned or have low enough SR. Maybe they don't throw as much. I'm hoping that this new season is going to at least get a little better. Let me put it that way. Because if not, if it's worse than this last season, or if it's about the same, I just don't know if I'm going to be able to constantly play competitive and feel good about it. Because it really gets to me. It really bugs me not having a proper team set up. Now, I'm not saying that you got to pick every character. You have, let's say, 2-2-2, or have, let's say, 3 tanks, 2 healers and a DPS or something like that. I'm not saying any kind of meta like that, but if you don't have any tanks and no one wants to play healer, I mean, come on, why are you playing competitive then? I mean, even if you're not good at one of them, you got to understand that, every once in a while you're going to have to do it. I mean, that's one thing that really got me into playing supports in the first place, is the fact that no one ever wanted to play support. And then I realized how much you can turn the tide in the game as a support. And that's what really drew me to it. But even I want to play some DPS every once in a while, or play a tank every once in a while. I don't want to be stuck with Mercy all the time. I mean, I love it, but God, there's got to be some kind of, reasonable explanation of why no one wants to play these heroes. So, I mean, all in all, I think, it's been kind of a downer season. Like I said, I hope next season gets a little bit better. Like and subscribe if you like the content. And leave a comment down below about anything you'd like to see in an upcoming video. And as always, stay frosty, guys.